Okay. Yesterday and today. So yesterday, for those who may be unaware on this channel, um, the World Cup had to take a backseat to the draft in the hockey league that I love so much. Um, and well, the league itself, I'm not sure if I love, but I love the players in it. And then today, again, second through seventh rounds of the draft were on, so I'm taking a break from all of that draft and other coverage related to hockey to talk to you fine people about soccer. I'm wearing this because the Trey Corona were playing today, and gosh darn it, they tried, and they got close. And at the half, there was panic, and there was panic, and there was panic. But in the end, the team that's supposed to win won. I'm wearing Canucks because a lot of Canucks have been Swedes, so to me it works. Brazil beats Costa Rica 2-0 yesterday. Costa Rica has been overmatched in these World Cup, but you know what? Losing 2-0 to Brazil, there's nothing to be ashamed of there. Nigeria beats Iceland 2-0, so Iceland coming off of a shocking draw, unable to follow that up. And Nigeria gets a win that they desperately need in order to make the second round. And then Switzerland came back and beat Serbia 2-1. So at the half, it was Serbia, Serbia, Serbia. And then in the second half, Switzerland wiped all that talk out. The Serbians looked pretty darn good. And then that was the end of that noise when Swiss went back on the field for the second half. And I really think that the last game of the day seems to usually be the best. They seem to save the best for last, which is good for any tournament. Today, Tunisia was really up against it. Maybe this is the year Belgium finally realizes their potential and wins one. This is a huge test for them. Belgium and Tunisia is a matchup that I wouldn't have expected Tunisia to win, and then they didn't. And then Mexico plays South Korea. This is one I would not expect South Korea to win, and yeah, Mexico wins 2-1. Props to South Korea for getting a goal on Mexico and for the fact that they keep it close. The Mexican team is excellent this year, and they've already now qualified for the round of 16. So we'll see what they do in the round of 16. Or have they? Just looking at this. I remember they said that Sweden and Germany are still alive, so there's still a chance. And I guess, depending on goal differentials, I guess Mexico could fall, but they'd have to lose by a couple. We'll see. All right, I'm going to take the X off because I'm not too sure about that one, actually. That one might actually not be true. There are two teams that can catch them in points, and I'm not sure if they can guarantee themselves a spot ahead of both Germany and Sweden. Now, they've beaten the Germans. Anyway, all right, I'm getting ahead of myself. They're playing Sweden in the last game of the round, and, of course, Germany has South Korea, which should be a win for them. But even though South Korea is sitting there with 0 wins, 0 losses, 2 draws. And then they had 1 win, 3 losses. See, I get mixed up because I'm just writing in what I see, and I'm keeping out the number of games. But the site that I'm using has the number of games on the left-hand side. So there you go. South Korea's 0-2. 1 goal, 3 against. They're a -2 on the tournament, and they have 0 points. So South Korea's done, but they can play spoiler on Germany, absolutely. And if they beat the Germans, then Mexico's got a clinch spot no matter what happens with the Swedes. I am uncertain what happens if Mexico loses and Germany wins, and if goal differentials come in before win-loss record against one another. Because I personally would have it that the win-loss record is more important, so the fact that Mexico beat Germany should put them ahead of Germany, but I don't think the tournament works out. Anyways, Costa Rica and South Korea are both done. So this is another example of how we get into the round of 32, and there's some underdog countries that you're like, come on, and in the end, they just can't quite do it. You end up with a lot of European countries and Mexico, and possibly Nigeria as well. Nigeria with that win over Iceland. Now they have to do something very, very difficult in the next round, or in the next game, and we'll see how that works out for them. If they can beat Argentina, if they can get a draw with Argentina, Argentina's out. Argentina has to win their next game, and that -3 differential is bad. It's bad because it puts them 3 goals behind Nigeria. But if they win straight out, they pass Nigeria. They get 4 points, whereas Nigeria has 3 right now. We'll see. But Argentina is definitely in trouble. Nigeria. If I'm Nigeria, I'm playing for the draw. I am going to play for the draw. I'm going to be doing the soccer version of the trap. I'm going to be waiting, make them come and attack us, and then go on the counterattack. So it'll be very interesting to see what happens. For Croatia, they're kind of all settled. They're first. They should be able to stay first in their division. I can't see them losing that last game, but that's why they play the games, right? It's World Cup, and again, I will be paying undivided attention to this starting tomorrow as much as I can, but I do have to look at what's going on in the hockey world while I'm watching what's going on here. But again, if you look at the overwhelming favorites going into games, I would say the Swiss over the Serbs, definitely. Belgium, Mexico, and Germany. Germany had to come from behind against Sweden. Sweden did the best they could, thus the Swedish jersey. But all of the favorites won. So we have this great storyline of, oh, maybe this year some underdogs are going to get into the round of 16. Usually by the time the round of 16 starts, we're not talking about that anymore. The big question we're going to have, I think, going into the round of 16 is, how good is Belgium? Can they finally realize that potential and finally win one? Or are we going to be seeing Belgium maybe get into the round of 8 and then they're done? Let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. Hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You're just having fun with this video. And I'll talk to you again tomorrow.